Hey guys, welcome back to the Warrior Mindset. Today we're so excited to have Nathan back on as a guest instructor. He agreed to do another video and we're super pumped. Thank you, Nathan, for doing this for us. Guys, we're on day 16 of our 3-week video, 1-day upload challenge. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please click the bell icon for further notifications of videos, and we'll see you soon.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Nathan, and I'm here with Sweat Yoga Studio and the Warrior Mindset. So if you'll make your way to a seat to begin, and then see how much comfort you can create here. Circle through the neck, open and close the mouth, wiggle through the fingers. Our first posture is going to be a peaceful warrior, so once you feel ready, knees wide, big toes touch behind you. Let that torso melt in between the thighs. I'm on a sandy beach in New Mexico, so I have my forearms underneath my forehead. If you're not in a sandy beach in New Mexico, maybe arms overhead. See how heavy you can get through the low body. See how long you can get through the arms, through the spine. Beginning to connect into the sweet rhythm of your breath, using that inhale to fill up through the belly as the belly could touch ground. And then using that exhale to reach navel in and up towards sky. And you continue with this rhythm, the rhythm of your Ujjayi breath. This practice is about our breath. Yes, we do postures, we do the asana, but it's how well we respond and use our breath as we move forward. So to be able to respond well to our breath, to use it as it's meant to be used, you connect here. You give yourself time here, being generous with your time as you create the breath here. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. The deeper, the fuller the inhale, the longer, the slower the exhale. And knowing that in that exhaled breath is where you can tap in. You can tap into healing, maybe acceptance, maybe motivation, maybe surrendering. You choose. There's always opportunity once you're on your mat, and there's always opportunity when off your mat. So keep breathing here, as if that breath could become you, as if that breath were you. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Keep breathing here. Find a moment of silence here as you continue to connect into your breath. So with your breath, consider an intention, a reason for being on this sandy beach in New Mexico. You consider an intention, a prayer, a dedication, so that this practice becomes more than just the physical. Your intention can be for you, for someone else, for this world. It gives you a place to come back to. It gives you more reason for breathing. So to connect to everyone who is practicing, take a deep, full inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, sigh it out. Returning to your Ujjayi breath, slightly lift through the forehead. You're going to walk hand over hand, right side of your mat, creating length through the entire left side of your torso. Maybe you take your left ear to the ground. Don't collapse. Hips are heavy, hips towards heels. Keep lengthening from left fingertips through that left hip and using that exhale to settle in. Slowly come back to center. Walk hand over hand, left side of your mat. You can interlace those right fingertips over the left fingertips. Maybe gaze towards the river that's towards your left, using that exhale to settle those hips back and down. So your hips are squared, and you're creating length through the entire right side of your torso. On interlace, come back to center. Return to that peaceful warrior. Feel the hips get heavier. Feel that breath get fuller, more available. You're going to slowly press into the palms, make your way to a tabletop. Maybe you take one leg back, shake the sand off, take the other leg back, shake the sand off there. Preparing to twist here, or no, preparing for your cow cat here. So inhale, gaze up, bend high. Exhale, curl chin to heart, navel draws in and up. Find a couple rounds here. The goal of your cow cats are to create length, space through the spine. Front of the torso, back of the torso. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Once again, as if that breath could become you. Letting the breath lead the physical practice, always and forever. Coming back to your neutral tabletop, press into the L of the left hand, open towards the right, look towards the blue sky, thread that right arm underneath the left. Right ear comes onto the mat, it doesn't collapse. Maybe extend that left arm forward, threading your needle here. If you want to challenge your balance, take the ball of the left foot back. If you want to challenge it some more, lift the left heel towards sky. I like getting into my glutes, so bend that left knee. Sole of the left foot is going to press into the sky. Yeah, get strong through your left glute. Everyone likes big glutes. Left knee meets right. Left palm underneath shoulder, press into it. Open, right arm towards sky. Exhale, close off. And then taking it in the opposite direction, press into the L of the right hand, open towards the left. Thread that left arm underneath the right. Left ear onto the mat. Right arm towards the front of your mat. If you want to challenge the balance, you're going to take the ball of the right foot back. Try to stay square through the hips though. And then lift that right heel towards sky. Lift it higher. Bend the right knee. Sole of the right foot will press into the sky. Yeah, press the sun away, even though we need the sun. Press it away. Come back, right knee meets left. Right palm underneath shoulder, press into the palm. On thread, look up. Exhale, close off. Take those knees slightly back. Modified plank, so shoulders over knuckles. We have 3 here. Or we're going to find some movement here. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, come back to that modified plank, lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, come back to that modified plank, lower halfway, strong core. Lower again. One more time. Lower, elbow points drawing in back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hips to heels. Yeah, settle in here. You can rock that forehead from left to right. You can bump those hips from left to right. Come back to your tabletop. Knees slightly back. Tuck the toes. Hover those knees off the ground, off the sand. Strong core. See if you can keep that eye gaze underneath you so that you're long through the entire spine. You're pressing the ground away from you through the palms of the hands. Those inner thighs are energetically drawing in towards one another. And then see how static you can get. And on your exhale breath, lift those hips up and back. Create whatever movement you need here. Get as sassy as you need. What would Reba do in a down dog? I'm assuming she would shake her hips from right to left. She may even bend one knee, then the other. She'd probably even shake her head yes and no. Why not? So you're creating this movement so that the movement can eventually lead to stillness. You don't move just to always move. You move to create stillness, physically and then of the mind. Big toes touch underneath you. Lift that right heel high. 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, send it back. You have 2 more. Knee to right tricep, strong through the core. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, squeeze. Right foot in between the hands. Drop that back knee. Top of that back foot connects to the ground, preparing to twist. Palm of your left hand inside the arch of the right foot. And then on your inhale breath, open towards the right. You can gaze up if that's comfortable through the neck. If not, gaze down. Using the inhale to lengthen through the crown of your head. Using the exhale to twist a little bit more. Yeah, open through the midsection. Close off. Inhale, rise up. Soften through the shoulders. Press into that right big toe, back shin. You're going to grab onto the left wrist with that right palm. And then reach up and over to the right. Those hips are reaching forward. So you're opening through that back psoas, but you're also creating length through the left side of your torso. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to create movement here. Soften through the shoulders. Exhale, twist open towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover that upper body, long spine. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist open towards the left. Be mindful. Inhale, center. Exhale, open to the right. Soften through the shoulders. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Strong core, long spine. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist, open to the right. Hold here. Breathe here. Can you soften through the shoulders? But then use that exhale to open just a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. Hover that upper body. Strong core, long spine. Crown of the head is energetically reaching forward. Inhale, come back to center. Keep pressing into that right big toe. Twist open to the left. Be mindful through the hips. You're not going to open as much through that upper body. Inhale, come back to center. Release the hands. Straighten the right leg. Half splits. So dig that right heel into the sand or your mat or wherever you are. The right toes are energetically reaching towards the heart. The heart is energetically reaching towards the right toes. That right quad is energizing towards that back hip. Preparing for a plank, press into the L's of both hands. Untuck the back toes, right foot meets left, plank pose. Come onto your side plank. So pressing on to that left palm, stacking right shoulder over left. You have options here. You can release the left shin to the ground for more support. You can take the top foot in front of the right foot, but lift the hips wherever you are. Maybe your gaze goes up. Press more into that left palm so that you're not collapsing onto that shoulder. Come back to your plank. We have 3. Lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway. No, you can always do this from knees. Rise. Lower halfway. Yes, hold. Lower completely. Take those fingertips outside your mat. Feet wide. Inhale, lift up. Yeah, lower that right shoulder, look over your left. Inhale, center. Look over your right shoulder as you lower through the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Feet touch behind you. Press into the palms, into the knees. Hips to heels. Find that child's pose. Come back to your tabletop. Knees slightly back. Tuck the toes. Lift those hips. Downward dog. Yeah, visualize that upside down V shape. There was my first, or maybe my second, whoever's keeping track. Maybe come onto the balls of both feet, then release that torso towards thighs. See if you can create that upside down V shape even more. Big toes touch, lift the left heel. Lift that heel higher. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. You have 2 more. Send that left leg back and through. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, send it back and through. Last time, knee to tricep, squeeze here. Look in between the hands, step that left foot in between. Drop the back knee, top of that back foot connects, prepare to twist. Right palm inside the arch of that left foot. Twist open towards the river. Maybe you look towards the sky. If you're in your house, look beyond your ceiling. Using the inhale to lengthen, using your exhale to twist through that midsection as if right rib cage could touch that bent left knee. Close off, inhale, use the core, rise up, soften through the shoulders. Energize through the fingers. We're going to find that lateral length. So grab onto your right wrist this time with the left palm. Hips forward. Keep pressing into that left big toe. And then reach up and over through the right side. Yeah, creating length from that right knee through the right fingertips. Not collapsing anywhere. Lengthening. Inhale, come back to center. Soften through the shoulders. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Yeah, you're strong. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist, open towards the right. Inhale, center, take it to the left, twist. Inhale, exhale, hover, strong core, long spine. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. You're twisting, but you're still pressing into that left big toe, back shin to help support you here. Never forgetting about one part of your body. Inhale, come back to center, hover. Energize those fingertips back. Lift those triceps a little bit higher. Eye gaze towards the toes. Inhale, rise. And then exhale to the open twist to the right. Keep pressing into the left big toe, back shin. Yeah, wiggle through the fingers maybe. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the hands, straighten the left leg. So energize through that left quad. So you engage through the left quad to help open more through the left hamstring. Maybe you grab onto a stick. I'm using that stick at the sole of my left foot to maybe lengthen a little bit more through my spine. Breathe here. Lose the stick. Press into the L's of both hands. Tuck the back toes. Left foot meets right. Preparing for your side plank. So press into the palm of the right hand. Open towards the left. That left shoulder is on top of right. Decide if you need to drop that back shin. Maybe left foot on top of right. Wherever you are, lift the hips. Lift them higher. Don't be afraid to fall out of a posture. You fall out, but then you come back more prepared, more strong. One more breath as you lift those hips higher. On your exhale breath, lower the left palm. Find your plank. Can you come higher on the tiptoes? Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway, hold. Lower completely. Take those fingertips out wide. Take the feet out wide. Press into the fingertips, lift the heart. Lower the right, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Lower the left shoulder, look over the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Palms underneath shoulders. Big toes touch behind you. Press into the palms, into the knees, hips to heels. Child's pose. I'm changing the direction of my body just for the sake of you seeing a different angle. You're still in your child's pose. You're still breathing. Come back to your tabletop. Knees slightly back, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So now your hips are facing the river, at least mine are. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Come onto the balls of both feet, small bend through the knees. Step or hop feet, top of your mat. So in your forward fold, bend the knees as much as you need. Maybe interlace fingers behind the head so that you can find length through the cervical part of your spine as well. As the valval points could reach and touch forehead. Fingers underneath shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Hands to shins, tail back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. See if you can make this easy. Inhale, half lift. Hands to heart center. Hold here in that L shape. Take those arms out wide. You can even take them overhead. So visualize an L shape with the body. Root into the soles of the feet. Next inhale, rise up to your Tadasana. Arms overhead, but stay soft through the shoulders. Draw those shoulder blades in and down. Hands to heart center. Feel the rootedness through the soles of the feet. Inner thighs are energetically drawing in and up. Navel is drawing in and up. Soften through the shoulders. Arms out and overhead. We're going to find some movement here. Exhale, twist open towards the right. Keep those hips squared towards me. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Fingers back, crown forward. Inhale, come back to your Tadasana. Exhale, twist open towards the left. Inhale, center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, twist open towards the right. Inhale, center. Hover that upper body. Small bend through the knees. Nothing big. Fingertips back. Strong core. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist open towards the left. Stay square through the hips. They're towards me. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist open towards the right. Hold here. Breathe here. Use the exhale to twist a little bit more. Never forcing anything, especially in here. Inhale, come back to center. Prepare for a squat. Exhale, hover. Fingertips back. Bend the knees. Interlace those fingers at the low back. Transfer weight to the heels. You can even take arms overhead, but keep that eye gaze underneath you. The more you lean back, the lower you sit. Lift those biceps higher if they're overhead. Breathe here. be here. Root into the soles of the feet. Rise up. Exhale, twist open towards the left. Soften through the shoulders, but keep reaching the crown of your head through the blue sky. Yeah, let that blue sky, let that sun heal you. Arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, preparing for a back bend. Knuckles are energetically reaching down towards the ground. Heart is reaching up and forward. Maybe gaze up, but don't collapse. Use the strength of your core. Come back to center. Keep those hands interlaced. Exhale, forward fold. You can cha-cha with the legs from right to left, taking your gaze with you. Make this easy. Still in that forward fold, interlace the fingers. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, bring those big toes to touch. Hands to heart center. Your left elbow, take it outside that right quad. Press into the palms. Use your exhale to twist a little bit more, trying to stack right shoulder over left. Take your gaze to the ground. You're going to press into that right big toe. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Left heel towards left glute. Send the left foot back, but don't release it just yet. Slowly lower that left foot back. Twisted lunge here. Stay pressing into the palms. Keep that left elbow pressing into that right quad into elbow. Crown of your head is energized forward. Inhale, hover, upper body over right thigh. Bring those arms out and overhead. Find your crescent lunge. You can always drop that back knee like we did in the last sequence, or keep that back knee lifted. Grab onto the left wrist with the right hand as you reach up and over with that left arm. Find length here through that entire left side of your torso. Inhale, come back to center, rebend into that right leg. Exhale, twist over to the right towards that bent leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover, strong core, long spine. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open towards the left, open twist. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Fingertips reaching back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open to the left. Be mindful of the hips though. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Settle back into that right leg. Hold here. Breathe here. Twist through the midsection, through your rib cage. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Strong core, long spine. You have the option of taking both arms overhead. Keep that eye gaze underneath you. Lift the biceps higher. Inhale, come back to your crescent. Twist open to the left. Soften through the shoulders. Rebend into that right leg. Inhale, come back to center. You can stay here, or on your exhale breath, left knee up and through, one-legged Tadasana. Don't be afraid to weeble wobble. 2 more. Send that left foot back and through, crescent. Exhale, reach it up and through. 1 more time, crescent lunge. If you haven't moved yet, meet us in a one-legged Tadasana on your exhale. So try to stack shoulders, ribs, and hips. Hands to heart, straighten the left leg. Press something away from you. Rebend that left leg, going into a warrior 3. Small bend through the right knee. Sole of your left leg is going to go back and through. Eventually trying to parallel your torso towards the ground. You can take arms out wide. You can even take them overhead. You're pressing the sole of the right foot into the ground. Hands release. Drop that back foot. Straighten the right leg. Half splits again. So see if you can stack left hip over left knee. Energize that heart forward and through. That right quad is energized through the right hip towards whatever's behind you. Stay breathing. Rebend into the right leg. Press into the owls of the hands, preparing for your plank pose. Right foot meets left. Side plank. Press into the left palm, open through the right shoulder. Stacking right shoulder over left. You can lift that right leg. Thread that right arm underneath the left rib cage. Do that 2 more times. The slower you move, the more control you have. 1 more time. Thread that lifted arm underneath the rib cage and then reach for something. Inhale, open. Exhale, close off. Plank pose. We have 3, everyone. Lower halfway. Strong core, long spine. Lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway. Hold here. Inhale, upward facing dog, pressing onto the tops of the feet, softening through the shoulders. Take another breath here. On your exhale breath, send those hips back and through. Downward facing dog. What do you need to do here? Come on to the balls of both feet. Small bend through the knees. Step, hop your feet, top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Curl into a ball, but see if you can stack shoulders, ribs, and hips. You can take your hands to your knees. If you want to challenge your balance, take them beside the hips. If you want to challenge your balance even more, hands to heart center, arms overhead. See if you can keep drawing those knees in towards one another. Shoulders, ribs, and hips are stacked. Release the hands, but take those knees wide for a narrow Malasana. Walk those fingertips more forward. Hips are heavy, heels are reaching towards ground. Use your inhale breath to breathe into that low back. Walk those hands back, draw those knees back into center. Return to your forward fold as you straighten through the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach those arms out and overhead. Exhale, bend into the knees. Big toes are touching. Find your chair. Preparing for a twisted chair. Right elbow is going to go outside left thigh this time. Make sure those knees are even. Even knees, even hips. Can you sit a little bit lower as you transfer weight to the heels? Then take your gaze to the ground. Press into the sole of the left foot. Right heel, right glute. Sole of the right foot back. Take it easy. Release the ball of your right foot back. Stay twisting here. So it doesn't matter if you fall out of it. Choose to come back to it. Stacking left shoulder over right, using that inhale to lengthen from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Hover that upper body over the left thigh. And then inhale, reach those arms out and overhead, Crescent Lunge. You can drop the back knee. You can keep that back knee lifted. If so, keep pressing into that left big toe. Stay high on the ball of that back foot. We're going to find that lateral length. So grab onto the right wrist with that left palm. Reach up and over with the right torso to the left. Stay square through the hips. Stay low through the hips as you reach up and over through that right side body. Inhale, come back to center. Let's find the movement. Exhale, twist towards the left leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover, fingers back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist, open to the right. Try to stay square through the hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Stay bent through that front leg. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist to the right. Stay on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist, open to the left. So you hold here, you breathe here. You can play with that back arm. You can play with your gaze. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hover. Strong core, long spine. Maybe take those arms overhead, but keep that eye gaze towards that left big toe. Lift those biceps higher. Inhale, come back to your crescent. Exhale, open towards the right. Soften through the shoulders. Energize through the fingertips. So try to involve every part of your body. Inhale, come back to center. We have 3. Exhale, right knee up and through. One-legged Tadasana. Don't be afraid to challenge your balance here. That's the goal here. Ball of your right foot back, Crescent Lunch. Exhale, right knee up and through. Keep pressing into that left big toe as you move in and out here. We're going back to that one-legged Tadasana, so meet us there if you haven't moved. Right knee, right ankle, one straight line. Shoulders, ribs, and hips, another straight line. You can keep your hands at heart. You can take those arms out and overhead. Straighten the right leg. You know we're not here forever. Let that energize you. Rebend the right leg, hands to heart, warrior 3. Small bend through the left leg as you send that right leg back and through. See if you can lift that right heel higher. I'm not, but maybe you can. Take those arms out wide. You can take them overhead. Keep that eye gaze underneath you. Take another breath here. Release the hands. Ball of your right foot back. Drop that back knee. Straighten the left leg. Half splits. So the more you flex the left foot, the more length you'll receive through that left hamstring. Maybe you don't need length through the left hamstring. If so, release the sole of the left foot. Press into the L's of the hands. Left foot meets right. Plank pose. Press into the right palm. Stack that left shoulder over the right. Side plank. See if you can lift that left foot off the right foot. Challenge your balance. Remember, we're going to thread here. Exhale. Left arm underneath. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Thread that left arm underneath you. Reach for something. I'm reaching for Reba. Inhale. Open one last time. Exhale. Thread that left arm underneath you. See if you can keep that left leg lifted. Thread. Reach. Yeah. Inhale. Come back up. Left foot meets right. Exhale. Close off. We have 3. Come on to the tiptoes. You can always drop the knees. Lower halfway. Inhale. Rise. Lower halfway. Inhale. Rise. Lower halfway. Elbow points are drawing in and back. Inhale. Lift that heart up and through. Upward facing dog. Pressing onto the tops of both feet. And on your exhale, send those hips back and through. Downward facing dog. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Drop both knees. Bring those knees to touch. See if you can create a V shape with the low body. Sitting those hips in between the heels of your feet. So in this Virasana, don't recline backwards. I promise we'll find another one towards the end of class where you can recline if that's in your practice, quote unquote. So the heels of your feet are framing the hips. Stack shoulders, ribs, and hips. Slowly settle those hips onto the ground. I do not have a block, but I do have a rock. So take your block underneath your hips, your sit bones, if those hips are far from the ground. And breathe here. Find comfort here. Circle through the neck. You can take the knuckles onto the soles of your feet. This is a perfect opportunity to create self-love here, massaging through the knuckles or using the knuckles to massage through the feet. And in this posture, learn to relax. Sometimes we come into postures that we do not like, but the more you breathe, the more you can relax in them, the more opportunity we have to connect to those postures. Come back up, find your tabletop, find your downward facing dog. Let's continue, everyone. Bend into those knees, cha-cha-cha. Reconnect to that breath, into that intention. Big toes touch. Lift the right heel. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, crossing your midline. 2 more. Right knee, left tricep, cross that midline. Inhale, back and through. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, hold here, breathe here. Send that right leg back and through. Lift that heel a little bit higher, and on your exhale, look in between your hands. Step that right foot in between. Right knee, right ankle, one straight line. Drop that back heel as we prepare for Warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms up and through. Bend into that right leg, but press into the pinky edge of that back foot. Adjust your sunglasses. Settle through the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, rebend. 2 more. Inhale, arms overhead, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bent with each and every exhale. See if you can sit lower. One last time. Inhale, arms overhead, straighten the right leg. Exhale, sit into it. Bend that right knee a little bit more. Lengthen through the arms. Shift your weight forward. Right arm up and through. Reversed warrior. See if you can take that backhand to the front hip. So you have a half bind here. We're going to use our half bind in our half moon here in a breath or 2. So come back to center. Keep the left hand where it is. Begin to hinge the upper body forward. Small bend through that right leg as you shift that back leg forward. Lift the back leg. Half moon. Stack left hip over right. Fall out of it. That's fine. Remember, falling out of things is key. After you've squared or stacked left hip over right, see if you can stack left shoulder over right. I'm grabbing onto a stick. Maybe you grab onto a block. We find things that help stabilize us, especially when life seems so unstable. Family, friends, breath, Reba, housewives. What stabilizes you? Find your standing splits. Breathe here. Release the ball of that left foot to the mat. Lizard lunge. Heel toe that right foot towards the right side of your mat. That back knee is connected to the ground, at least to start. I don't have a block here. If you have a block, you're going to take it underneath the forearm so that you don't collapse through that upper body. As you can see or not see, I'm building a block with the sand. So you work with what you have. You work with what you have inside this room, outside this room, whatever room you're in now. I'm in Earth's room. You can hinge forward, hinge back. You can lift that back knee. You're on the ball of that back foot. Where do you send breath here? Send breath to places that you haven't sent it to. The most obvious of places, the least obvious places. Drop that back knee, everyone, preparing to twist. Left palm underneath shoulder. Take that right hand, right quad as you stack right shoulder over left. Stay here or lift that right arm. We're going to open that back quad. It's optional. If so, bend that back knee. See if you can take heel towards glute and then grab on to the right foot or the left foot with that right hand. Not forcing anything, using the exhale to find more depth. Without slingshotting, close off. Heel toe that right foot back to center. Send that right leg back and through, three-legged dog. Let's move here again. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, cross the midline. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Exhale, breathe here, be here. Right leg back and through. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Hold here, preparing for pigeon. Drop that right knee behind that right wrist. Drop that right hip so that you can try to parallel right shin towards the top of your mat. I drew a line on the sand to see where the top of my mat would be. Eye gaze behind that left shoulder to make sure left hip, left heel are creating one straight line. Proud pigeon here. Press into that front shin, top of that back foot. Lift those arms overhead, soften through the shoulders. Exhale. Fold through that upper body. Soften through the shoulders. We have a few breaths here. So you can keep those arms overhead. You can take fists underneath forehead. You can take a block underneath your forehead. Just return to breath. Return to the stillness of your breath. If you want another variation here in your pigeon, you're going to slightly lift that upper body, thread that left arm underneath the right shoulder. We settle into it. Earlier I mentioned that movement leads to stillness. So we move on purpose. We move for the purpose of eventually creating stillness, like now. Now in your pigeon. Pigeon is one of those postures where maybe you have to learn to relax. You have to learn to breathe in this posture. You have to learn to breathe in circumstances you do not like. And when you learn to find that breath, maybe you can find that relaxation. Or maybe you can at least find acceptance of what's going on within the posture, what's going on around you. On thread that left arm, we're going to come back, press into the palms, right knee towards the heart, right foot meets left, plank pose, hinge forward. Lift that right foot, stack that right hip over the left. The sole of that right foot's going to go behind the left knee. You're in a variation of your one-legged wheel. Lift through the low abs, lift through the heart. Reach for something through that lifted hand. Close off, come back to your plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Hold here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of your feet are connected to the ground. Press the sand away from you. Exhale, send those hips back and through. Downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Return to your peaceful warrior, the first posture of our class. By returning to this posture, maybe it gives you more opportunity to send breath to your low back, to get heavy through the low body. Inhale, come back to your table, and then hip circles. Hips over to the right, down to the heels, around to the left. Whoever gets the most sassy here gets that Reba CD that's been sitting in my drawer for whatever reason. And then take those hips in the opposite direction. Motion is lotion. Think fluidity through the body here. Knees slightly back, tuck the toes, lift those hips up and back. You can shake the head no, shake the head yes. Bend one knee, then the other. Visualize that upside down V shape. Let that breath move within you. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Big toes touch, lift the left leg, left heel higher. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, send it back. One more time. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, lift that left knee a little bit higher. Take that eye gaze underneath the hands, left foot meets right. Drop that back heel, left knee, left ankle, one straight line. Next inhale, cartwheel the arms up and through. Rebend into that left leg. Press into the pinky edge of that back foot. Let's move here. Inhale, straighten through the arms, straighten through that left leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, rebend. One more time. Inhale to lengthen through the arms, left leg. Exhale, rebend. Can you bend a little bit more? Hinge that upper weight forward. Reverse your warrior, creating length through the entire left side of your torso. That backhand, see if you can grab onto that left hip. Remember, we're going to find a variation of our half moon here, but reach up and over one more time. Keep that backhand where it is. Reach those left fingertips forward. Take your eye gaze towards the ground as you begin to shift that weight forward. You're going to need to hop that back foot slightly forward. Press into the sole of that left leg. Lift that back foot, stacking right hip over left. Grab onto your stick, whatever that stick is. Trying to stack right shoulder over left. See if you can press something away from you through the sole of that right foot. Maybe you close your eyes. Lose the stick. Square through the upper body. Standing splits as if forehead could touch shin. Drop that back foot, preparing for your lizard lunge. Drop the back knee. Heel toe that left foot, left corner of your mat. Make your block here. Use what you have. Use the earth to create what you need. This earth is here to help heal us, even though sometimes it feels the opposite of that. Forearms onto your makeshift block or onto your block. Maybe you lift the back knee, tuck the back toes. You can rock forward. You can rock back. Just do everything with purpose. When you breathe, it allows you to do stuff with purpose. Palms underneath shoulders, back knee is connected to the ground. Twist towards the left. That left hand is on top of that left leg to maybe twist a little bit more. You can stay there. Lift left fingertips. Bend that back knee to open through that right quad, right psoas. I'm trying to reach my left elbow towards the sky. And use the exhale to get that heel closer towards the glute. This is a posture that you do not want to force anything. Release that back foot. Square through the upper body. Left foot back in between the hands. Left leg back and through, three-legged dog. Let's find a little bit of movement here. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Send it back. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Send it back. Exhale, cross the midline, right tricep with that knee. Exhale, send it to your left tricep. Send it back. Send it to your right tricep. Send that left leg back and through. Last time, knee to tricep. Hold here. Then release that left knee outside that left wrist. Come on to your hips. Draw your line on the sand. Try to parallel your left shin towards the mat. Re-square through the hips. So maybe press into the ball of that right foot first to help square through the hips. Then top of that back foot will connect. Arms overhead. You're pressing into that front shin, top of that back foot, so that you're not collapsing your weight. Arms overhead, proud pigeon. Exhale, release into your regular pigeon. readjust. So don't be afraid to readjust in any posture. Just like we did at the beginning, you create comfort to create breath. Just like we were generous with our time when we created the breath at the beginning of class, be generous with your time here. If you want to thread that right arm underneath the left, please do so to find that twist, that opening through the shoulders. Once you do that. Once you do that, recommit to the posture. Recommit to stillness. The more still you are physically, the more stillness you'll be able to create through the mind. Doesn't mean that those thoughts will all of a sudden stop, but what it means is that you know that you can connect to breath. You know that your breath can take you places. Just like your thoughts can take you places, your breath can take you places. So let your breath help you. Inside this room, inside this posture, outside this room, outside this posture. Your breath is your tool. Your breath is the life force. See if you can stay even through the hips, even and squared. Come back to center, press into the palms. Think strength here, press into the elbows of the hands, left knee towards heart. You're on the ball of that right foot. Left leg back and through. Come back to your three-legged plank. Come on to that pinky edge of that right foot. Left foot is going to come behind the right knee. See if you can lift through the low abs. See if you can lift through the heart. You're pressing into the sole of that back foot. Come back to your plank. You have 3. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway. Inhale, rise. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. We have a few more breaths here. Yes, in your upward facing dog. If this is too much, go to your cobra. Know that there's always a place to be in yoga. You're pressing into the tops of the feet. Yes. Exhale, lower halfway. Send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to slowly walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Do that again. Next inhale, arms up and overhead, soften through the shoulders. Exhale, twist open to the right, just like we started class. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Fingers back, small bend through the knees. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist open towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Fingers back, crown forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open towards the left. We have one more round of this. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist, open towards the right. Breathe here a little bit longer. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover. Fingers back, crown forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist, open towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Find your back bend. You can interlace fingers behind your low back. You can cactus the arms. Think of sending your heart forward and through. The crown of your head is reaching away from the entire rest of your body. Can you reach that heart up and forward one more time? Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, forward fold. You can cha-cha from right to left. Did any of you guys watch the New Jersey reunion? Exhale. Release, curl into a ball. So we're going to find side crow here. You never have to go into side crow. You never have to do anything that you do not want. You can challenge the balance by taking hands to heart center. Yeah, wipe that sand off your hands and at least twist over towards the right. So you're going to take both hands outside that right quad. If you're preparing for side crow, create a base here with the palms of your hands. Palms are going to be about shoulder distance. I like taking my right hand outside that right hip. That right quad is going to go towards the right tricep. And maybe you rock forward and back a couple of times. Eventually, you'll rock forward enough that you lift both feet off the ground. You can straighten through the legs. Try to keep that upper body lifted. As you can see, I'm kind of collapsing. I should lift a little bit higher. Come back to your twist. Come back to center. You're going to twist open towards the left. The twist is enough. The twist is a beautiful place to be. If you want your side crow, find the base with the palms of your hands. This time, that left leg is going to go outside the right tricep. You're going to rock forward, rock back. Do that a couple more times. Even if you lift your feet a millimeter off the ground, that's enough. Maybe your gaze goes forward. If you keep your gaze down, maybe you'll go towards the ground. It's all right if you kiss the sand. I do it every day. Come back out. Come back to center. Narrow Malasana. So our second time here. This time you're going to have the option to wrap those forearms around the shins. By doing so, it allows you to create leverage, to create a little bit more space through the low back. So when you take the hands behind you, see if you can grab onto the heels of the hands. Keep those knees open. Keep that heart reaching forward. Yeah, we should always keep that heart reaching. It doesn't mean we have to keep it open all the time, but our heart is meant to help love us so that we can love this world even when this world doesn't seem to love us. Come out of your narrow Malasana. I promised that we'd find another round of Virasana. So knees touch, feet wide. Sit those hips in between the heels. You're not sitting on the heels are framing the hips. If you need a block underneath you, take that block underneath you. If you sat on the block, you won't recline backwards. I'm using a stick for my block. If you're ready to recline backwards, do so. You're only going to recline backwards if those hips are connected to the ground. Make this posture as easy as possibly able. That breath is still moving within you. You're still considering where you can move the breath. And take this opportunity to find stillness. Maybe not stillness of the breath, but stillness of the physical body. Close the eyes. Keep those knees drawing in towards one another. If you recline backwards, you're going to slowly come back up. Take a moment here. We're not coming out just yet. Close the eyes. Feel that breath move within you. Feel that breath feed you with life, energy, motivation, healing. Take a moment to maybe gaze around, look at your surroundings. Find those things that you love, those things that you appreciate. Come back to your tabletop. Shake one leg back, then another, shaking the sand off your knees, off your shins. Return to your peaceful warrior. This peaceful warrior was a place that we've come back to a few times. There's reason for that. Each and every time, can you create a little bit more stillness? Can you get a little bit more heavy through the hips? Can you send your breath somewhere that you have not sent it to? Can you feel the support of the ground beneath you? Come back to your seat. Cross those ankles behind you. You're going to send those legs in front of you. Knees are bent though. We have a little bit more work here. Find your boat pose. You can take your arms out wide, maybe forward. You can even straighten through the legs. The heart though, keep it energized forward so you're not collapsing. You're on your sit bones. Yes, inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. We have a few more. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. On this low boat, hold here. Take those arms overhead. Soften those shoulders back and down. Keep reaching those toes forward. The heels of your hands, heels of your feet are lifted. On your exhale breath, surrender. I have the sand beneath me, and I can imprint my body on the ground. See if you can do that with your body and whatever's underneath you. Create space here, arms wide, legs wide. We're not completely finished with our practice, but take a moment here to just notice what's going on. Don't create attachment to what's going on. Just notice. Notice the breath. Notice the breeze. Yeah. Bend the knees. Feet wide. Windshield wiper those legs from right to left. We're going to open through the outside of our hip. Also the inside of our inner thighs. The next time you take both knees over to the right side of your mat, stay there. Visualize 2 90-degree angles with the legs. Left ankle, left knee, one straight line. If you want a little bit more, you're going to take the right ankle on top of the left quad. The side of the quad, that is. You can always look at how I'm doing it. Arms overhead. Keep that right arm overhead, but then take your left hand to your left hip to guide that left hip back towards the ground. You should feel this through the outside of the left hip, also that left inner thigh. Come back, soles of both feet back to the ground. Windshield wiper those knees once again from left to right. Do that a couple more times. When you feel ready, both knees are going to go over towards the right side of your mat. Or to the left side of your mat, I apologize. See if you can keep your feet flexed. See if you can create 90-degree angles. So right knee, right hip, one straight line. Right knee, right heel, one straight line. Maybe taking your left heel on top of that right quad. Right hip, left arm overhead. Chin towards heart. You're long through the spine here. Take that left foot off the right leg. Soles of the feet touch the ground. Reset here as you windshield wiper one more time each side. Drop both knees into your heart. Chin towards heart so that you're not crunching through the back of the neck. Keep that right knee drawn in. Extend that left leg forward. So keep the left leg flexed. Keep the hips even. You're not collapsing weight onto that left hip. Weight is even. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Left hand outside that right knee, preparing for the twist. I like taking my right foot behind my left knee for a little bit of leverage to twist more. Right arm, right side of the mat. Use your inhale to get broad here through the collarbone, the chest. And then use your exhale to twist through that midsection just a little bit more. Inhale, come back. Give that knee a squeeze. Left knee draws in this time. Right leg is long, right foot is flexed. Use the exhale to draw that left knee back and down as if left knee could touch left rib cage. Compress here, especially on that exhale. Preparing for the twist, use your right hand to take that left knee, right side of your mat, left foot possibly hooks behind that right knee for leverage. Twist and open here. How broad, how much space can you create through the shoulders, the collarbone, the heart here? Let that exhale maybe get left shoulder, left rib cage closer towards the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Give that knee another squeeze. Right knee meets left. Forearms over shins. Reach for opposite elbow. You can compress here by lifting the back of your head, forehead to knees. Releasing the back of your head, arms inside the legs. Grab onto the pinky edges of your feet. Happy baby. begin to slow the breath. You can open and close the mouth. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Think of a diamond shape here. Keeping that diamond shape, release the pinky edges of your feet to the ground. Arms out wide. Chin towards heart. Take those arms out wide. See if you can soften through the face, open and close the mouth. You can even rock the back of your head from left to right, creating ease here. When you feel ready to straighten the legs, do so. Don't force anything here. This is a place not to force anything. As we learn not to force anything within our practice, the postures, the breath, we can learn to not force things outside this space. Maybe we have this expectation of how life should be currently. And instead of trying to force what should be, can we just close our eyes? Feel the ground beneath us. Let that slower, softer breath begin to create more ease, more stillness, more acceptance. Even when life seems out of hand, know that there is still room to grow. There's still reason to believe. Maybe in those moments when it's more difficult to believe, more difficult to grow, maybe those are the moments that we learn to believe more. We learn to grow more. When you feel ready, come onto a fetal position, then to a seat. I have the gift of having the sun over me, just like you do, the sand beneath me. So pick up some sand, sprinkle it on the ground, and let go of something that you haven't been able to let go of. From my heart, from Sweat's heart, from the warrior mindset's heart to your great heart, namaste.